Question 1. Classify each of the following as a physical or chemical property. So we're looking for what would distinguish something as being physical or chemical. Now, when we're talking about properties, something that is physical would be something that you can identify or measure without changing the identity of the substance. So whatever you're looking at, the substance would not be a new substance at the end of this measurement or observation. And when something's chemical, this describes a reaction. And when a reaction occurs, a new substance is formed. So in my mind, when I'm trying to classify something as physical or chemical, I'm asking myself, when in this description, would the substance change into something new, or would it maintain its own identity? So gasoline is a liquid at room temperature. So states, solid, liquid, or gas, these are physical descriptions, right? If I describe something as a liquid or a solid or a gas, observing that does not change what the substance is. Letter B, gasoline burns in air. Burning is a description of a type of reaction. When gasoline burns, it forms new compounds. So this means this would be a chemical property because it's describing a type of reaction. Letter C, gasoline has a pungent odor. So things like odor or color, texture, all of these things I can observe and notice without changing the substance. When I smell gasoline and I notice its odor, it remains gasoline. So if I do not change what the identity of the substance is, then that is considered a physical property. Letter D, when gold reacts, and that's leading me to think that this is going to make something new. When gold reacts with yellow sulfur, a black sulfide compound forms. So look here, I've changed from gold into a black sulfide compound, something new. This is describing something new has formed, and so this is chemical. Question 2. Classify each of the following as a physical or chemical change. So again, this is describing not just a property or some thing that we're describing or measuring, but a physical or chemical change. So something's going to change, and I have to decide, was that a physical change or a chemical change? Well, a physical change would have to again, go with the idea is that the substance does not change its identity. It's still the same substance. And a chemical change again is associated with a reaction. So this is going to describe something that a new compound or a new substance is formed. So again, when I'm just trying to answer the question, if something's describing a physical or chemical change, I'm going to ask myself, is something new formed or not? So letter A, an ice cube melts to form liquid water. One of the most common physical changes are changes in state. So a change in state would be going from a solid to a liquid, or a liquid to a gas, or the opposite, a gas to a liquid to a solid. And these are all physical because I know when an ice cube melts to form water, I still have H2O before and after. So that's physical. Letter B, an enzyme breaks down the lactose in milk. So the description of something breaking down is like it's decomposing, it's breaking it into pieces, which means I'm going to have something new. So this would be chemical. This is a chemical change. Garlic is chopped into small pieces. Chopping, cutting, shaving, shredding, grating, all of these things are just changing what the substance looks like. But when you chop garlic, it's still garlic. So that is a physical change. Doesn't look the same, but it still is the same substance. Leaves turn red in the fall. Now this is a tricky one, and it's why I like to include it, because when we see color, color by itself is a description of something physical. So we might think that it is physical, but it turns red. So leaves are green, and then they turn colors, for example, red. And the reason they're turning color is because of a chemical process in which new chemicals are formed. So leaves turning red is a chemical change inside of the leaf. Now, if I just described a leaf and I said the leaf is red, that would be a physical property of the leaf, the color. The leaf is red, because I can observe it without changing it. But understanding when I talk about the leaf turning into a new color, it's turning into a new color because new compounds are formed, and that means it's chemical.